Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3 HR Advisors, for your quick briefing on what's important in the world of work. This week, we're exploring 5 major ways the newly passed Big Beautiful Bill will impact work, workplaces, and workers in the U.S., some of which may be news to you. We're sponsored by WorkHuman, and my name is Steve Boese. Today, we're diving into a question that's top of mind in HR and tech circles. How does the Big Beautiful Bill treat liability for artificial intelligence in hiring in HR systems? Spoiler alert, the AI provision was removed from the bill's final version, which means the law is less restrictive than originally proposed. But that doesn't leave HR without some responsibilities. Let's explore. When we talk about AI in hiring in HR, we're often referring to automated decision systems, resume screening algorithms, interview bots, candidate matching tools, scheduling platforms, and performance analytics that are powered by machine learning and AI. These systems promise efficiency, but they also raise serious concerns about bias, discrimination, transparency, and accountability. And across the U.S., states like California, Illinois, New York, and New Jersey have already passed laws requiring bias audits, impact assessments, and transparency when AI is used in hiring practices. Earlier this year, the House version of the Big Beautiful Bill included a provision to impose a 10-year moratorium on all state and local regulation of AI systems, including those used in hiring. And the language was broad enough to block rules like New York City's Local Law 144, which mandates independent bias audits for automated hiring tools. Supporters argued it would prevent the creation of a patchwork of state regulations and be a catalyst for nationwide AI innovation. But critics responded it would strip away critical protections from bias audits in HR to safeguards in housing, healthcare, and personal data privacy. However, in a decisive 99-1 Senate vote, that provision was removed from the final reconciliation package. That means that states retain the legal authority to regulate AI tools used in employment. And as passed, the bill contains no new liability protections or restrictions tied to AI and HR. Initially, the House version aimed to streamline AI regulations by pushing them to a federal level. Major tech companies and some industry groups backed this idea, citing concerns that inconsistent state laws would hamper deployment, drive up costs, confuse employers and candidates. But opponents, from a large number of advocacy groups and unions to 40 state attorneys general, warned that this provision would create a regulatory vacuum, eliminate bias safeguards, privacy protections, and anti-discrimination frameworks. And their campaign paid off. Bipartisan objections led to its removal. And supporters of the original moratorium argue that it would foster innovation, avoid the fragmentation that was taking place, and help United States AI tools scale quickly across industries, including HR, without navigating dozens of state-level rules. So while the bill no longer clamps down on state AI regulations, it does allocate $500 million to the modernization of federal IT systems, including AI tools housed in the Department of Commerce and other agencies. But for employers, the big takeaway is this. There's no change to federal liability. AI tools used in hiring still fall under EEOC scrutiny, Title VII, the ADA, the ADEA, and existing state regulations. So what are some takeaways for HR and business leaders? First, keep state-level compliance high on your list. States like California, Illinois, New York, and others require bias audits, transparency reports, disclosure of AI usage in the hiring process, and applicant opt-out rights. Next, make sure to implement internal AI governance frameworks. Conduct regular bias testing, document the decision-making logic, and keep audit trails. These are good governance practices and are critical in case of audits or potential lawsuits. Third, train your HR teams to understand the AI limitations and your legal responsibilities. The team needs to know when the tools become black boxes, when human review is required, and how to handle candidate questions and objections. Next, collaborate with your HR technology providers. Demand transparency, validation reports, and third-party audits of the technology as part of your contracts. You are ultimately responsible for what your tools do. And last, consider joining or supporting multi-stakeholder AI governance initiatives. The private sector is already developing standards for fairness, accuracy, and transparency in employment AI. By rejecting this moratorium, the lawmakers kept open the door for state, local level innovation and protecting workers from biased automated decisions. That also means employers face a patchwork of new rules requiring sharper compliance strategies in hiring and HR tech. As AI continues to grow in the workplace, staying ahead of these regulations and retaining human oversight will be crucial for building trust and avoiding reputational or other ethical missteps. That's it for episode 4 in our special series on the Big Beautiful Bill. Tomorrow we'll close the series by taking a look at the big picture, just how the world of work overall may be reshaped and impacted by the bill, and what may come next for HR and business leaders. Thanks as always to WorkHuman for sponsoring the Workplace Minute. If today's episode gave you something to think about, share it with a colleague who cares about the future of the American workplace. And we'll continue to follow this and all the important topics and trends in the world of work here on the HR Happy Hour Media Network. This has been Steve Boese for the Workplace Minute, powered by H3 HR Advisors.